I wanted to give everybody out there an update as to what's going on with me and where I'm at in life right now at this moment and how I'm doing, how my safety is. And I wanted to correct a couple of things and update people on a couple of things because, well, one, I said where I'm at right now and how I'm doing. And then two, I made a video yesterday, which I'm just about to publish. And then I was thinking about it after I started and I got deeper into thought. And I realized I was wrong on a couple of things in this video. I want to address those things right now. Now, I only have a few minutes because I'm obligated. I have to go help a friend, and I have a curfew of 5 o'clock. No one is allowed to be out on the streets right now past 5 p.m. And I'm not sure what kind of news you're receiving on the Western world. I've listened to only one or two news stations, and basically what I heard is that there's a lot of violence and drugs and things going on in Latin America. Well, just to set the record straight, there is not any harm to the citizens going on for the most part, at least at this moment in time, and I don't think going to be for the future either. Now, yesterday I created a video and I said that there was a cleansing that is going on. And then I started thinking about that. After I made the video, I edited it and then I re listened to it. And then I realized there's a lot of missing pieces there. And here's what I gather and from what I see so far the military, the government, the police, as well as the cartels and the gangs are actually being very nice and considerate of the general population and the citizens. They're allowing everybody to go out and work and move about their regular business. It is safe for me to walk on the street. It's safe for other people to be walking on the streets, as far as I can tell so far. And from my neighbors, from what everybody says, everything's fine. And I didn't get any impression that it wasn't fine. I felt safe everywhere I went for the most part. Now, yesterday was the very first day that they put into effect the curfew, the 5 p.m. curfew. I was helping a friend out with the restaurant. I was walking home at around 5:30, 5:45, and I felt safe. There weren't very many people out on the street. I did hear some sirens in the background. I knew that there was some stuff going on, and I did have some friends come approach me, and they told me at like 4:50 p.m. They said, "Larry, you really need to get off the street because only the criminals and the police are out, and they're fighting." And the way that they said it, I knew that they were being very serious and I had to take them serious. I did, and instead of staying with my friends after I got done helping close the restaurant, I ended up just coming straight home around 5:30, 5:45 p.m. And again, not very many people on the street. I did hear sirens in the background. Still, you knew that there was commotion going on. You knew that there was war, there was things going on. But when I walked through my neighborhood, my neighbors who I trust and we all look out for each other as a community, they're just hanging out at the local corner store and socializing, talking, having coffee, having cerveza, smoking cigarettes. Everything's good and kosher. I just want everybody to know my safety is great. And I don't feel any harm whatsoever. Two, the video that I made talking about a cleansing. Now, I have been in the Philippines during the time when Rodrigo Duterte became president. And I know that the West on the news, they've villainized Duterte, saying he was committing crimes against humanity and this and that. Well, I would like to say more about that story. Unfortunately, I can't right now. But let me just say within 1 year, he cleaned up the entire country. And I do enjoy marijuana, but I was not able to find marijuana. Well, actually, I was able to find it. I'll tell you more about where you find it or how I found it. But it's Yeah, well, anyway, I'll tell you later. It's the rich kids, all right. But anyway, they have the connections, the money. They have the connections with the judges, politicians, and everybody's in a circle of business with each other. And unfortunately, it's a circle of business that, due to current day economics and current day, I guess you can call it, what would you call it? The system that we're on, the capitalistic system that we're on. Why it's bad is because a capitalistic system basically dictates currently, not that it has to be this way, but currently it's those at the top who control the money, and they control the flow of the money, and they control how much of that money goes down to the peons, how much of that goes down to the individuals at the bottom, and what is the bare minimum that we can get away, and how can we get the most labor and work out of them for the dollar. By that simple design, it basically means that there's a lot of people that are scraping up poop and pee and doing a whole bunch of bad jobs, unfortunately, and getting paid very little money. Because anybody can do it. Wherein people that are doing the worst jobs should probably get paid the most money, right? Especially if their health is at risk, and their family should be compensated accordingly if their loved one jeopardizes their health for the sake of humanity, right? There is a capitalistic society, in which there can be an even playing field. That's what cryptocurrency is about. For everybody who doesn't know, cryptocurrency is simply, it's just a method of accountability and record keeping that millions upon billions of computers all around the world and mobile devices all can agree that these registers, these transactions are correct, and there's a replication of all of that data. It also means that you can create coins, actual currency. Now it's digital currency, but that's what the whole banking system is right now anyway. You don't know it, but the whole banking system is digital behind the scenes. Anyway, cryptocurrency basically allows an even playing field that allows everybody to be able to work and make money and make an equal amount of money, irregardless of the little city that they come from, or neighborhood, or town, or coconut house, bamboo house. That's what's great about cryptocurrency. That's what's great about being able to have a capitalistic society where you can actually get paid for your efforts. And it doesn't matter what city you're born in, because let's face it, for those who don't know, there are many countries around the world and cities around the world where people work very hard, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, and they barely make enough money to eat very cheap, inexpensive meals that are processed foods based. All right, not good for their health and not good for their family's health, and they're able to still send money back to their family in the rural areas if they're working in the city, right? And that's why these people come from rural areas to work in the city. As a lot of times their family members have sicknesses. Anyway, coming from the Philippines, Duterte cleaned up the country in 1 year, and he did a very good job. Lots of people who I had never realized, and I had always thought that if somebody has an addiction to methamphetamines, that's just done, man. They're just addicted, and it's very hard for them to turn their life around. Whereas what I found out in actuality is you got one chance, and you got to turn yourself in. You admit, I did these drugs, I was addicted, and I will stop, and I will not do it again. If you get caught doing it again, then they're just going to kill you right away. You sign a contract saying that they're going to do that, and you agree. And you also have to turn in everybody else that you did business with. There's also El Salvador. The president of El Salvador also cleaned up the entire country by having a heavy hand against crime, and it cleaned up the country. Now, what's going on here with the cartel? There's a cocaine cartel. There's a cartel here that is in control of the cocaine. It goes to the United States. They basically control the north and east ports, Guayaquil and Esmeraldas. And so they control the cocaine shipments that are going up to, Panama, Mexico, and the United States and Canada, and then they also control Guayaquil ports going over to Europe. Okay, now here's the thing: they claim 91% of all of the murders going on by cartels are cartel and gang related. They're all fighting each other. They're doing a really good job of not getting the locals involved. And honestly, I have not seen a big problem here with, and maybe it's just my circles, but I have not seen a big problem here in this country with methamphetamine or heroin or opiate abuse. Yeah, they smoke marijuana, and yeah, I've seen people using cocaine, but that's not the majority. And the majority of the country, the majority of the people actually really frown upon marijuana. It's like 20 years ago in the United States, there were a lot of people who thought badly and poorly about marijuana. They didn't understand all the medicinal benefits of it. So, really, now I come from the United States, and I come from other countries where I've seen methamphetamine abuse and addiction. Well, you're not addicted. Once you start seeing your friends getting murdered, or people in your neighborhood getting murdered, then you clean up real fast. And I saw these people go straight fast. And they're off it, and they're off it. And they don't go back to it. And good for them, right? Now, the cartel here, there's something about, there's a circle of good and bad. And they say, this is a hermetic lesson, hermetic teaching. Everything comes and goes in waves, one. Everything is a frequency, everything is a current, which an amount, and is a vibration. A frequency, vibration, and a current, okay? They also say that as above, so below. So, and these are rules that actually span the entire cosmos, not just rules that this universe is bound by, but rules that bound and control all of the dimensions above and below. Okay. Also, as good as something can be, it will turn bad. And then as bad and dark as something can get, it then becomes good. So, we have to look at the cartels here. And I don't know much about the cartels. I'm new to what's going on with the cocaine cartels. But what I would think is, if you look at this from a 30,000-foot view, okay? And I'm not saying all cartels. I'm just saying this cartel from what I've seen. The cartel that's here controlling the cocaine in Latin America, Ecuador. What I would say is, and I come from gang environments. I come from actually several different environments. But one of those environments is gang related. And what's good about gangs, what's good about these environments is their law of order. It is a natural law of order. Everybody kind of protects everybody else. Everybody knows who the community members are. Everybody in that community knows who you can trust and who you can't trust, for the most part. And you know who are really close, who are your net group that's going to be there to protect you, and you're going to protect them. And if you call out for them, they're going to come running and help you out. And that's one thing that's good about gangs. Now, gangs in the beginning, they start off by the people who are the best leaders, the people who are the best fighters, and the people who care the most about their community, they become the leaders. Everybody in the community wants to follow those individuals because those individuals care about the community, those individuals are willing to fight, and those individuals have a higher level of intelligence, and they're able to communicate, and they're able to basically get things done and protect the community. And that's part of their job, is protecting the community. Protecting the community, not extorting the community. Protecting the community, allowing everybody to work in peace and be able to have business and all that, and They stop outside forces. They actually stop drugs. They make sure that their community does not get infected with the opiates and does not get infected with the really bad stuff. Everybody smokes weed. Weed's just globally accepted. Marijuana. For people who don't know, for people who think marijuana is a very bad drug, just so you know, for those who do drugs and in the drug community, marijuana is a peace plant. Also, what happens is what's bad is this money system. This money that is used to control individuals, because individuals that grow up in the city grow up thinking and learning that money is king and that they need to have money to have a woman, to have a happy family, to have a house, to have a blah, 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 blah. Then they become slave to the system. Then they have to put up with BS and crap from people. They have to do jobs that are tedious that they really don't want to do, but it's paying their mortgage, it's paying their car payment, it's paying their family bills if they don't miss a mortgage payment and if they don't lose their job, right? Because everybody, hey, goes out and gets loans to afford the most that they can. That's the training and the mentality. And so therefore they become slave to that mentality, thinking that money is king. Whereas they don't know what really is king. They don't know that family and friends and community really is king, irregardless of how much money you have. You need to share, you need to provide, you need to protect. And we all do it for each other. That's what impoverished communities have. And that's where gangs and protection gangs come up. Now, if you're an outsider, you might want to beware. But for people that are in the community and they want to have safe communities, they're good. And money started causing the problem because it caused an off balance. Now with money, you can hire people that will do bad things for you, evil things for you, and enforce your rule of law, and basically murder people that are innocent just so that you can have more, right? And that's bad. That's bad. And if the money isn't an issue, then, and that money can be and is abundant, and that money can be put back into education and protecting communities and protecting locals and making sure that everybody is abundant and able to do what they want to do as long as they go to school and they work for it. And there's a community of people that teaches each other to work for these things. Then it becomes this weird balance where now you have a government that's supporting large corporations and they're supporting basically trying to impoverish the country, and the most for the politicians because they're getting paid off by their high government salary jobs and they're getting paid off by the corporations to be able to pass laws that benefit corporations and keep the average person just barely scraping by. And that's the majority of countries around the world that are becoming westernized or that are on kind of a Western money system. There are countries and there are cities and there are places in the world where money doesn't play as much of an important role because they don't allow it and they don't see money as being that important because they have their community, they have their family, and they have their friends. And they grew up with each other and they grew up protecting each other and they all know how to hunt and they all know how to fight and they all know how to do weapons. And it's a really cool thing. It's a really cool thing. All right, it's 20-minute mark right there. I'm going to just end this video here and I'm going to post the edited video that I created last night. Just know that with the edited video, I take that back about what I'm saying about cleansing going on in Ecuador because I don't know if that's really true. Also, I don't know, are the cartels using some of their money to help out the general public, or is it just going to feed crime and have criminals, allow criminals to rob individuals? From my understanding, there were politicians that stopped the police officers from being able, in previous administration, that they stopped the police officers from being able to take down robbers, people that were real criminals that were robbing other individuals at gunpoint and taking their cell phones, taking their money, robbing them, taking their motorcycle, taking their vehicles. And the police couldn't do anything because when the police did something, the police got in trouble and put in jail. And that's bad. That's evil. We need to have the people that are set to protect the locals need to have the authority to protect the locals. And they need to be protected, but only if they're protecting the locals. You can't just do it because you don't like somebody based upon their race or their religion or the way they look, or you're upset because they're happy. There's some sort of jealousy or something going on. You can only kill somebody if they are at risk of killing somebody else. And if you're not sure, there's no reason why you got to put 5 bullets in their chest. Shoot them in the leg. If you don't know, if you're not sure if they have a gun or not, and they might be making a move, I would shoot them one time. You don't have to empty clips, man. Geez, that's evil. Protect and serve. And I know there are a lot of police out there that protect and serve. And in this country, it seems like all the police are really good. I've been in countries where the police are not good. I've been in Nicaragua. The police are not good. They extort you. Philippines, 20 years ago, the police used to extort you. It's not like that. The Philippine police are very good. And the police here in Ecuador and I think in Latin America are very good too. I don't know. But from my experience, they're very good. Same in Puerto Rico. They need to have the power, and we need to not kill people unless they're going to be killing somebody else, right? And we need to find a way to get this money, regardless of where it's coming from, back into communities' lives and people's lives so that they can self-sustain in a very happy, peaceful way without having to worry about next paycheck. Everybody needs to own their homes. Everybody needs to know how to do construction. Everybody needs to have access to beautiful fruits and vegetables, farming techniques, crops, animals. Anyway, gotta go. Then I'm going to do another video letting everybody know where I'm at right now financially and business-wise. Going to start that next video.